Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this brand new day wherein I have a whole bunch of blisters all over my toes. Yay!
Ophelia? No!
Having to wear my regular just hiking boots to go out on walkies, and they're fine for wearing, periodically. But wearing them day after day after day is just taking a toll on my toes. Yay! Past that though, it's been a day. It is gray and foggy and kind of chilled this morning, but it's going to be near 60, like by midnight tonight as the forecast. So it's going to be warm-ish. Yay, and it's almost December. Thumbs up for that. Hopefully you've had a good day and will have, good evening and good night, etc., etc. And thumbs up for that. If you could toss me a like, it'd be very cool. If you could subscribe to the channel, that'd be awesome. If you could leave me a comment, anything at all, even for the algorithm, that would be double plus good. And of course, I'd like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These people are literally beautiful and awesome, helping to keep me and my pet alive. Thank you so very, very much. It is appreciated. If you would like to be one of these beautiful and awesome people that is helping to keep me functioning and alive, I have links in the video description, along with a PayPal for donations, an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like pet food on it, and there's a post office box wherein if anybody at all sends me anything, even just a postcard, I will show it off on camera here. Thumbs up, thank you much. Hey, front loading of videos over. I didn't do much yesterday. I recorded a video and had fun doing that, and posted stuff and went on walkies and fell asleep for a time, and so it was just a day. But of course, after taking a shower, I then decided I still had to go walkies because I needed some breakfast stuff for this morning, some yogurt, and I needed some sodas so I could have fluid intake. Water will oftentimes make me feel ill, whereas soda and stuff has particulate matter in it, and my stomach seems to like having particulate matter in it. So the stuff in the soda fills me up enough that I don't feel ill, whereas just water will frequently make me feel sick-ish. Has my whole life, so thumbs up for that. But still, it's been fine. I mean, I did go on walkies. I was sore and tired, and so sore and tired, I actually slept in a full hour today. When I say slept in, it was, I turned off my alarm to my second alarm, which went for 6:30 instead of 5:30. I'd been up since like 5 o'clock. But then I just stayed in a half doze until it was almost 6:30, at which point just turned everything off and got up, and then I've been doing my day. Thumbs up for that. Hopefully your day has been doing well. Now, there are some things that I want to talk about, a lot of disparate things, but that's okay. One of them is I did the LP for a standalone Doom mod, which turned it into a Castle Wolfenstein thing. The modern Castle Wolfenstein. It's not the old 3D, everything just in flat levels thing that they had done before the game Doom. But it was a mod for the game Doom 2. And as I was playing it, at one point I came across this thing that said Rick's, like bar, Americane. And I've never seen the movie Casablanca, but I know some cultural references, and so I went, oh, that's likely just a Casablanca reference. And one of the people who worked on the thing was in the comments and said, wow, you're one of the only people that's gotten that reference in years, which I'm glad I was able to catch it. But again, I've never even seen the movie. I know that I can remember the actors, but I can't remember the names at the moment. One or two of them that are in the movie, and I know of some of the iconic scenes. I've never seen the movie. I don't know what's going on in it and such. So it was just kind of cool. Thumbs up for that. I'm very incoherent this morning. And then as well, I wanted to talk about this here. I've got search for Unholy Voices from Blood. You do the remixes. There are some incredible remixes. But I just wanted to talk about the game again because, as I have in the past, and the story behind it, because it makes such a travesty out of the sequel. The sequel would have been better, but when the people that made it, Monolith, came to the publisher and said, this is not broken, we need some time to finish it, and so the publisher went, okay, and then released it as is. And so the game is not that wonderful, and the story, but life is life. Especially since one of the points of the first game is that the Caleb, your character that you are playing, is an anti-hero. You feel for the character as you're playing it, but the full motion video at the beginning and the whole story is you're not a good guy. You and your compatriots worked for, as cultists for, and an enforcement arm for, an ancient god in their cult. And only at the very end, you are betrayed by this ancient god, and all of you die, all four of you. You, for some reason, somehow come back from the dead. You are alive again, somehow. You go through and you avenge your fallen compatriots. And there is one, I actually cry even though it's just video game emotion, where one of the people that has been killed by Chernobog is Ophelia, who was Caleb's love. They were both, all four of them, evil, working for this god, but then the god betrayed them. But Ophelia was his love, and the first one that you go and avenge is Ophelia. And it's a really sad point. The actor put a lot of himself into it, and it's good. It's unfortunately just, again, video game stuff from early video game times, so it can sound really cheesy, but the emotion's there. But the point being, though, is at the end, when Caleb kills Chernobog for what Chernobog did, it's avenging the deaths of all of those that were his friends, quote unquote. And then in the game Blood 2, just all of a sudden they're coming back to help Caleb whether he likes it or not. They even say that, we're going to help you whether you like it or not. How? Where? They were all dead. So, I don't know. It's interesting as a game, the second one, but still though, life is life. But look up the Unholy Voices remix. This is largely considered to be the theme song for Blood, even though it's not. It's just like a random song from the soundtrack, but it has always been the theme for it for me, and for a lot of other people too, so thumbs up. And then, of course, there's not a whole lot left, but I'm going to talk about a few things like Crimson Kingdom and the relationship with the King in Crimson and some other things. Because, even though I have said it is year of the Common Era, 1114, when the Kaiju rampages in the current point in my Razor's Edge setting, the city has grown both slowly and quickly. 1,000 years is a long time. Go back 1,000 years in human history and compare it to what we're doing right now. But then they are a smaller place, and they've had to reproduce a lot of everything that humanity has ever done in just one small kingdom. Because they do that. They start from just a basic medieval type settlement is where they are when they finally take the center of the inside. And then they set up and then they build the Crimson Kingdom from there. In current times, the Crimson Kingdom is big. There is the Central District, which is where the Red Palace is, where the King in Crimson governs and lives. There are about 1 million people that live and work in the Central District. And then there's the Northern, Southern, Eastern, and Western, or I can't remember which direction is which or what it's going to look like, boroughs. Each of the boroughs has between 4 and 5 million people in them. And there's going to be a northwest, northeast, southwest, and southeast borough opening in the next few years as the population of the kingdom keeps growing. And it's not low tech. The King in Crimson and the Crimson Kingdom have put so much into just knowledge that it's different but comparable tech-wise to out here with our lives. They have, of course, vehicles. They have both a mixture of combustion type and electrical type. There are tall buildings, and then the kingdom itself has walls around it that are both performative to let people know where the limits of the city are, and defensive because there are defensive structures on the walls just in case. Even though the King in Crimson's policy is, if the stranger at the gate is a danger, make the stranger part of your family. And so through time, when you first meet up with people, you will respect each individual culture, but you will offer your own technology. So for the first generation, where they first meet you, you are just talking with them. Their children grow up with the kingdom there, respecting their cultures. Their children grow up with technology and all the things that the Crimson Kingdom offers. Their children have always had what the Crimson Kingdom has, and would actually be surprised to learn they're not a part of the kingdom yet. You make the stranger at the gate part of your family, and they're not a stranger who's a danger at the gate. So thumbs up on that. But it is a big place with a lot of learning and technology and good stuff. Now, the center of the island is literally the center of the island. And when I say the center of the island, what I call the inside is actually one island. Each razor's edge opens up to some place on the inside. But each door to the inside goes to a different inside. There is an infinite ocean of potential and possibility in the other universe, the inside. In that, there are these islands of actual physical matter that will form. And then these razors' edges where our universes rub together and then break holes through. There are the transition spots where energy flows through and people and objects can pass through. There are physical islands, and the inside where the Crimson Kingdom has a radius of 11 million kilometers all the way around it, and it goes outward. So it is pretty big, and yet it's not even as big as like our planet. But the further out you get, the closer you get to the ocean, and when you get there, it is just the infinite ocean. At the center, all of this energy is sweeping upward. It is condensing out and raining out this energy onto the island below. And when it finally reaches the center, while 99% of it has rained out in a condensed form, there is still that 1% concentrated right at the middle where that door to the razor's edge is. The razor's edges are part of a down conversion of the energy from the inside becoming energy that the outside can use. So when it pours outward through the gates into the outside where we are, it is of an energy that is usable by this universe. There is a flow inward of our energy as well that up converts it to energies that the inside can use. Because so much of this energy is raining down right on the very center, and with so many layers, with so much there, and this is such a concentrated point right at the very center, there is so much reality, so much energy at the very center. It is overlayered. When you get to the center, you can't even reach it. The more you have to travel, the less distance you actually traverse, until you're eventually having to travel an infinite amount of distance to go a further millimeter toward the center. But because there is so much more there, and there is so much overlayered reality, the deeper in you go, or the longer you stay, the more you are affected by this overlayered reality. You will begin to smell things that aren't present where you are, and then you will begin to taste things that aren't there. You're not hallucinating. You're tasting and feeling things from all the other layers that are there that are so just piled on. It's bleeding out everywhere. Eventually you'll begin feeling things from these other layers, hearing and then seeing them, and then you have no more input from this reality where you are that makes it into your head. It's all bleeding in from other layers. You can die. You won't even know that you're being fed water or food, because all of your sensory input is coming from these other layers. When you start feeling things, you need to be taken out of the center quickly before things get very bad for you. And when you leave, you do get better. But inside of these infinite areas, because the inside is so concentrated, there is literally an infinite amount of everything. And if you just take and empty out a mind and then leave and come back, it's a new mind. There's always more there. Because as stated with the, you travel 1 kilometer at first to traverse 1 kilometer, until you're traveling 2 kilometers to traverse a half a kilometer. And then you're traveling 4 to go 1, and 8 to go a quarter. You travel further and further with more and more there to actually move less and less. It's contradictory and weird, but it's just a dangerous place, but full of infinite riches. And this is why the Crimson Kingdom had to be there. Why the King in Crimson had to force themselves to get that. Because the Crimson Kingdom needed to be independent and dependent on no one. Which, of course, independent. But they are not imperialistic, the Crimson Kingdom or the King in Crimson. They are growing, yes, but they're not growing for territory. It is only growing because they have more people. They are, yes, trying to respect cultures as they come across them, even while assimilating the people, but they are respecting cultures. One of the things the Crimson Kingdom does is try to accumulate as much knowledge as possible. Because there is the Procter and Heath, which is kind of like the Wikipedia for the Crimson Kingdom when you go onto the ThruNet, the insides version of the internet. The Procter and Heath is an attempt to categorize absolutely all information about everything. And the Crimson Kingdom is pouring their resources into this independent project. They have insisted that they have zero editorial control, even as they provide them with money and equipment and people. They have no desire to control the narrative. They just want to gather knowledge. Hopefully tomorrow I'll be able to talk about the actual Crimson King in Crimson themselves. Because I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab, going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce a username, no disrespect is intended, and even though I count American Sign Language, well... So, we have Chris, thumbs up, thank you very, very much, and Kate, greatly appreciated, and well, hopefully very soon I'll get that reflective vest and then not have to worry so much. JAYY, thumbs up, thank you very, very much. Adrian, FNTES, greatly appreciated and good to see you. Doom Juan, thumbs up, yay! And Josh Sanabria, hey, good to see you as well. Flora Mew, thumbs up, good to see you in the comments. I hopefully have answered some of your questions in the comments, but I'm going to talk more about the King tomorrow. And then there is OMIEEE, where I would love to play Minecraft again. My machine just will not play it. It is so unoptimized anymore that I get about 4 frames a second with all the latest builds. Then there's Ben B, thumbs up, thank you, and good to see you in the comments. And then there is Shinra, greatly appreciated, good to see you in the comments, thank you very, very much. And Jesse Koskinen, greatly appreciated. That's 11 people who left me comments in the past 24 hours. Thumbs up, thank you. Good to see you all, greatly appreciated. To get me out of my head, into the world, dealing with real people, if only for a short time and if only in text. Yay! Well, today being Saturday, I am going to hopefully record something like solo RPG so that tomorrow I just have to edit it. That would be cool. But past that, I'm going to take today easy, it being a weekend. So thumbs up for that. Hopefully you are going to be taking it easy no matter when or where you happen to be watching this. Greatly appreciated. And of course, no matter where you are, no matter what your situation, for your location and all that, please just be safe and be smart. If people are getting sick, please wear a mask and keep your distancing. If people are getting hit by cars, don't go driving where people are being hit by cars. And especially don't go like dancing in the street without paying attention to the traffic. That would be bad. And if you're out walking and you hear that mournful howl of the bus horn of the bus with your name on it, just make peace with your maker. Get ready for the impact. It'll be quick, but boy, you're gonna get smeared. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is indeed a very good thing.